Have you ever looked closely at your own eyes in a mirror? Beyond the colored iris and the dark pupil, there is a vast canvas of stark, brilliant white called the sclera. It feels completely normal to us, but in the grand theater of nature, this single feature makes us a massive evolutionary weirdo. No other primate on Earth has eyes quite like ours. If you look closely at a chimpanzee, a gorilla, or a bonobo, their eyes look entirely different. Their sclerae are heavily pigmented with shades of deep brown or dark black. This means their eyes blend in perfectly with the rest of their face. Because of this camouflage, it is incredibly difficult to tell exactly where an ape is looking. You only know their focus if they physically turn their entire head. Humans, on the other hand, possess elongated, wide eyes. The outline of the eye and the exact position of the iris can be clearly seen by anyone. We are practically flashing a bright spotlight on our inner intentions. For a long time, evolutionary biologists were deeply baffled by this. Why would nature strip away our visual camouflage? Why force us to reveal our exact target to potential rivals? The mystery began to unravel in 2007. Researcher Michael Tomasello and his colleagues at the Max Planck Institute decided to run a peculiar experiment. They wanted to see how different primates reacted to the subtle movements of a face. An experimenter sat down in front of 4 different subjects. They tested a human infant, a gorilla, a bonobo, and a chimpanzee. The researcher began with a simple movement. He tilted his entire head up toward the ceiling while closing his eyes. Unsurprising to anyone, all the subjects reacted. Both the great apes and the human babies looked up, tracking the physical head. But then came the real test. The researcher kept his head completely still, facing straight forward. Then he shifted only his eyes up toward the ceiling. The results were stark. The chimpanzees, gorillas, and bonobos completely ignored the shift. They continued to stare straight ahead at the still face. But the human infants reacted instantly. They followed the invisible line of the moving eyes and looked straight up at the ceiling. This simple experiment proved a profound truth. Great apes rely almost entirely on head movements to figure out where someone else is looking. Contrastingly, humans depend heavily on the subtle, silent shifting of the eyes. This discovery led directly to the Cooperative Eye Hypothesis. To understand why our eyes changed, we have to look at how primates live. Great apes live in hyper-competitive societies. Resources like fresh food and mates are won through raw dominance. In an environment like that, revealing your gaze is a dangerous mistake. If a chimpanzee spots a hidden piece of fruit, looking directly at it is a mistake. A nearby rival will see the glance and steal the food immediately. Their dark eyes are a brilliant evolutionary cloaking device. They are custom-built to survive a world where hiding your intent keeps you alive. But nearly 2 million years ago, early humans took a radically different path. Our proto-human ancestors began to successfully avoid direct competition. As hominins migrated out of Africa, survival required intense, coordinated teamwork. We had to hunt massive game together. We had to gather resources as a unit. And we had to care for the long-term sick and disabled. In a truly cooperative society, deception becomes a losing strategy. Our ancestors needed to know they could trust each other completely. They needed to communicate instantly and silently during a dangerous hunt. The whites of our eyes evolved as an open-source signaling system. It tells our tribe members exactly what we are focusing on in real time. Of course, cooperation might not be the only reason our eyes look this way. Curiously, other fascinating hypotheses have been proposed over the years. Some scientists suggest that a bright white sclera is an advertisement for good health.
This would make highly visible eyes incredibly useful in mate selection. Other researchers argue that eye visibility promotes altruistic behavior. When people know they are being watched, they naturally behave better. The beautiful thing is, these hypotheses are not mutually exclusive. Highly visible eyes likely evolved to serve all of these social functions at once. So, the next time you lock eyes with someone across a room, take a moment to appreciate it. You are participating in an ancient, uniquely human superpower. The whites of your eyes are a physical testament to a beautiful evolutionary truth. We did not survive by hiding our intentions from each other. We survived by learning to look at the world together.